I mean, you think about ways to invest in the business. You can invest in advertising or software or new people or whatever. But investing in your current people like that, I mean, the productivity that the company is going to get out of it. And like I said, this wasn't the primary goal of the trip. The goal was to have fun and to give back. But I truly think that because of what we did and the generosity of the trip and everything, I think we're going to get 10 times that back from the team in terms of productivity improvements for 2025.
Welcome to the Painter Growth Podcast, where we help you scale your painting company in record time. Join us as we explore sales, marketing, hiring, finances, leadership, and more, everything that you need to know to scale and grow your painting business. I hope you enjoy and subscribe. I want to thank the sponsor of today's episode, HireBus. HireBus is founded by badass entrepreneur and friend of the show, Brandon Vaughn. And HireBus will help you hire the top 3% of applicants, whether you're looking for painters, production managers, sales reps, administrators, or whatever role you need to hire. HireBus makes it super easy by handling the entire sales cycle and just sending you the top 3% of candidates. They also have some really crazy behavioral analytical tools where you can go and see exactly the preferences of the people you're hiring. So check out the link in the description. HireBus has a special deal for listeners of the podcast. Let's get back to it.
What is up, everybody? Mike Hickman here, founder of PainterGrowth.com, and you're listening to the Painter Growth Podcast again. And I'm glad that you're back. And we're back too. I mean, just to give you guys some context, we just spent the last week, well, there's 13 of us in Colombia. We did a team retreat to Colombia, not Colombia. It's Colombia. I was corrected of that. And basically last year, 2024, we finished the year and we set a goal in August that if we hit a certain milestone, hit our goals, then I would take the whole team to Colombia. And we ended up, we invited, I think, 18 or 19, and about 5 people couldn't go for various reasons. But we ended up having 13 people in Colombia, rented a villa, and did amazing activities. You can check out the Instagram, but we rented a yacht for a day. We went ATVing. We did some incredible stuff. And the reason why I share this with you isn't just to brag or humble brag, but it's to talk about a really important concept around team building and culture building and having fun with your people outside of work, right? And why this is important. So for today, we're going to talk about the 3 ways you can generate amazing culture within your company and why that matters. Now, I was talking to our leadership team yesterday. We do a Monday L10. And as I was reflecting on the event, I mean, it costs a lot of money to fly 13 people to another country and put everyone up for a week, pay for their flights and the food and the activities. It was not a cheap thing. But the initial reason why I wanted to do it, and I've never done anything like that before, so it was the first time for me. The initial reason why I wanted to do it is I wanted to motivate the team to work hard to achieve a goal. And there was some really cool side effects that came out of this event that were unexpected, but really, really pleasant, and that I'm very grateful for, that I want to share with you. Now, I wanted to do it, like I said, because I wanted to create a goal and have the team really rally behind something. And if we hit it, company would be successful, and paying for an event like that wouldn't be a huge deal. And anyway, end of year 2024, as you guys might remember, we had a crazy year-end push for school games, and all of that crazy push that we ended up doing nearly killed half the team. We ended up just making it to our goal. So we hit it. It was awesome. Big celebration. We all got to come. We all got to book our flights and go down to Colombia just last week. So from announcing it last August to actually completing it end of May, 10-month cycle or 9-month cycle. So pretty cool. We've already set the targets for what we need to do for this year, for 2025, to do another big team trip next year. So really excited about that. And I'll share more details about the specific goals that we have another time. Not necessarily for right now. So I set the goal and the trip to motivate people, but what I didn't realize would happen was, number one, the when we got to Colombia, the amount of like gratitude that it created for the team working for us, working at Painter Growth, was incredible. And it really made me recognize and realize that, the team that we have is awesome and they work really hard. And to give back something like this, it was like we made lifetime memories for many people on the team who've never done something like that before. I mean, I'd never done something like that. Had never been to South America. So it was a really big trip for me too. But the amount of gratitude that the team had for the company and for me and for each other, and being able to see that, was just incredible. So it was such a cool thing to be able to do and to be able to give back to my team. The second thing that was really cool is to see the friendships that sprouted out between my team members. See, my company is a little bit different because it's a remote company. We live all over the world, Canada, US, all over South America, Argentina, Venezuela, Paraguay, Pakistan, Philippines. And we flew everyone together to be on this trip, and to see friendships flourish was so cool. And I know that these friendships that are flourishing on the company are like, it's going to be really good for the company, right? Because if people have fun at work, they're going to want to work more, which is obviously really good as the business owner, right? If my employees and my team members are working an extra hour a day, across 20 people, that's a huge increase in productivity. So number one, the thing that I realized was really cool was the gratitude. Number two was the friendships. And I guess with that gratitude was like a renewed sense of commitment to Painter Growth, which is really cool. Which brings me to number three, which is the financial return, right? When you put out something big like this, a big investment in your team, financial return isn't always the first thing that comes to mind. It's not the first factor in considering whether or not to do something like this. Like part of being in business and part of the fun of business is having the resources to be able to live experiences and not just, bank away money or just hoard it or whatever, but to be able to give back, to have experiences, and to be together. However, we use this event also. We had like 90% work, 90% play, 10% work. And in that 10% work, we made sure that we were really intentional with what we're doing, very high impact, sharing the new goal, the updated vision, the priorities of each company, each division, each department. And what we got was an incredible amount of buy-in from the whole team into our new goals and updated vision. And because everyone has such a fun time, everyone's stoked to try to do it again. So if we hit our goals, or get like 98% of the way there, we are going to do it again. Probably not to Colombia, probably to somewhere else. It's all super fun. I don't want to say more fun because it's pretty hard to have more fun than what we did, but have more of the team come, and amazing location. And in terms of financial return on investment, I think it's there. I mean, you think about ways to invest in the business. You can invest in advertising or software or new people or whatever, but investing in your current people like that, I mean, the productivity that the company is going to get out of it. And like I said, this wasn't the primary goal of the trip. The goal was to have fun and to give back. But I truly think that because of what we did and the generosity of the trip and everything, I think we're going to get 10 times that back from the team in terms of productivity improvements for 2025. Not just chasing the goal because of a goal of wanting to go back, chasing the goal is part of it, but also because that renewed sense of commitment to the company and camaraderie with the team. It's all kind of stacking up and compounding. And because of this, because of the investments we make, I feel like we just have this unstoppable freight train of a team just chugging together, aligned on the same goal, same vision, working together to continue to dominate the painting industry. We've started, but I don't feel like our domination is complete. So we're going to keep doing it because, if you think that what we've done so far today or this, it with Painter Growth has been big or successful, you ain't seen nothing yet. So with that, With that being said, moving to the next part of it, how can you, as a painting business owner or trades business owner, utilize and create culture with your team? Now, culture doesn't, like, you don't necessarily have to go straight to, um, to flying your entire team to a foreign country to start creating good culture and creating the feelings of gratitude and togetherness and everything on the team. But there's kind of three different levels that you're going to be able to play at. Level one is going to be on the job site, on the day-to-day team building, culture building basis, and we'll talk about that for a minute. Number two is going to be on the small level of regular occurring or semi-regular occurring culture events. And then number three is going to be on the annual one-off bigger company retreat. Okay. And that you have an opportunity, no matter how big or how small your company is, if you have 1 employee or 100 employees, you can play in all three of these levels. And they're all important to do. And I think you should be doing all of them, right? And so if we start with number one, what can you do on a daily basis to start, building that culture and fostering good culture and creating that team dynamic? It starts with leadership. And leadership begins with you. It begins with how you show up, what you do, how you speak to your team, how you represent your company. Are you on time? Are you organized? Are you put together? Are you clean? Is your vehicle clean? Do you have your contracts in place? Do you have your agreements in place with your customer, your team, everything like that? Are you using the proper software? Looking at like a professional. That's like basic level 0. You need to have those things to start becoming a good leader. And then there are the interactions that you have with your team, because whenever 2 or more people converse or communicate with each other, that is where culture is built. And if you have 2 painters that are always super negative to each other, then that is negative culture, and you want to make sure that you avoid that as much as possible. So one way you can begin creating this culture of accountability and positivity is simply with a one-on-one weekly meeting with each one of your team members, or each one of your direct reports if your company is a bit bigger and not everyone's reporting to you. And this can be done through just a virtual meeting. It doesn't have to be in person. If you don't want to go to the job site, or if you're not on the job site already, don't make a specific trip to it, but just a 15-minute phone check-in or Zoom check-in while they're on the job site, starting to create that culture there. And then when you are on the job site, expressing gratitude, helping out where you can, supporting the team, and just generally being a good leader, right? There's a lot to being a good leader. We could talk about different formats to provide feedback, to increase productivity. But just in general, for the sake of this podcast, being a positive, supportive leader, helping your team succeed, helping your team make money. Because if, talking to your employees and making sure that you understand what their goals are and helping them achieve their goals. So that's really number one, is that day-to-day operational thing. Number two is going to be the occasional or semi-occasional culture events. Personally, what I like to do I used to do a breakfast every second Friday, and then a monthly barbecue. So every second Friday, we would meet at this one breakfast joint where I negotiated a good deal, because we bring in and we buy like dozens of breakfasts at a time. So they get their bacon, their eggs, whatever they wanted, and a coffee for, it was like $10 each person. And I would, of course, pick up the tab. And it was mandatory 7 o'clock till 8:30, or 7 until 8:15. Then we'd be on site by 8:30, 8:45. We just communicate with the homeowner ahead of time. Every second Friday, we're going to be a little bit late because we have a team breakfast, and have some fun with it. Right? It's not just about sitting down, eating, and going, but like have painter awards. Talk about who's producing the most, or the different jobs, or funny stories. Like, do these little things that you can to get people to know each other a little bit more. I've seen crews where they just paint and they wear headphones, they don't talk to each other all day, and I've seen other crews where they just have like the most fun together ever. And I would rather my team be fun, or have fun together, rather than just plugging into their headphones and ignoring their crewmate. So, what type of culture are you developing? And I would do all you can on these bi-weekly breakfasts to create that. It can be a breakfast, can be dinner. You guys can go out for beers every second Friday, like whatever makes sense for you, your team. But I would try to do something every 2 weeks at least, and encourage that communication, encourage that dialogue, get people talking, do some fun stuff, do giveaways, You can make, like, we used to do these giveaways where whoever produced the most hours in a given week or a given 2 week period, they would get like a giveaway, like, you get a brand new, high-end paintbrush, or you get I can't remember what some other things we did, $50 Best Buy gift card, things like this. It doesn't have to be huge, but little things to kind of create that friendly competition, that camaraderie, just have fun together, play, right? This term play, we stopped playing when we're children, but there's a lot of room in business for play. And I think you need to bring that back. And by bringing that back, by having some fun, you're going to be seen as an empathetic leader who loves their team. And by doing so, you're going to get a lot more out of them. You're going to be able to ask more of them, right? So number one, you need to be organized and respect yourself. Then number two, there's the daily interactions. Number three, there's these bi-weekly breakfasts or culture events where you're intentionally having fun and playing. And then number three are these annual or semi-annual retreats. And these take a little bit, you plan out a little bit longer, like plan out a little bit longer, rather. It's not going to be like, plan it next week. But these are going to be unless you're in a really cool location, 4 days is going to be hard. But I would say like 2 to 3 day team retreat where everyone goes off site and you put everyone up at a hotel or at an Airbnb somewhere away from home. And like I said, it doesn't have to be in a completely new country like I did, but it can be in a cabin in the woods, or an Airbnb if you have a cool tourist destination nearby. And if you really want to go crazy, y'all can fly somewhere. Like, the world is your oyster. But the point is, you need to get everyone out of their routine for a couple of days, and y'all can have fun together. You do some activities, maybe you do some hiking or some swimming or ATVing, whatever type of organized activities that they might not otherwise do on their own, and sprinkle a little bit of business in there, right? A few meetings, strategy, over like arching goals. We can talk about the different ways, and maybe I can put together like a worksheet on the different ways that you can create that culture. Actually what we'll do is we'll take what I've talked about here in the podcast, and we'll put it into a little document available in the description below the podcast you can get just as a little cheat sheet. And have some fun, sprinkle in some business, talk about the vision, and you're going to find that like you'll create friends, you're going to create relationships in between your team members, in between yourself and your team members. And if you can build a vision and get people rallying around your shared vision, you're going to get way more out of them, right? And yeah, it might cost you $10,000 to do this, depending on how many people, $20,000. I mean, our event was north of $50,000. But if you do it right and your team is committed to you and they're doing more for you, like you are going to get a lot more out of them. And it's not a selfish thing. It's good for everyone. Homeowners win, clients win, your employees win because they make more money. You win because the business grows faster, right? Everybody wins. It's not a selfish thing to also get something positive for you out of this, right? Even though you are going to be giving back, they're going to have a great time, and everyone's going to win. So if you go out and you begin tomorrow or Monday, say, take that cheat sheet, start implementing these 3 different steps, I promise you're going to build a better culture, have a better business, and make more money. And if you got even a tiny bit of value out of this, I would love and very much appreciate if you could just give us a rating on the podcast platform, whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple or YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, a subscribe, or just simply review the podcast. It would mean the world. It really helps us out. And with that being said, thanks for listening, guys. Please take 10 seconds out of your day, review that podcast, and we'll leave the resources in the description below. Peace. Thanks for listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. If you want to grow your painting business, go to www.paintergrowth.com or click on the top link in the description. Talk soon.